In this video, we'll be building this mobile web app with Glide to share a curated list of interesting links with our users. We'll only use the free version of Glide so you can easily follow along. You know, I'm a huge fan of the no-code web app builder Frontly, and I've been making videos about that, but I really want to expand and look into other tools as well, specifically those that allow for mobile first development. And I know that Glide is one of the most popular out there, so I wanted to give it a try and just build something simple. What we're building would essentially be a way for us to share a curated list of links by having categories, and within each category, people will be able to see links to different articles within this category, and they'll also be able to access the link and open the article to read further. We'll use a list of links that I've shared previously in my weekly newsletter, and you can download a portion of the file down below so you can follow along as we're building this app in Glide. So sign up for a free Glide account and let's get started. I'm here in Glide, and as you can see, it's a brand new account. I'm gonna just start a new app and gonna go with import file because I already have the data that I want to share with this app. And here is the file that I have. So it's a compilation of links where I have the title, they're all articles that they're approved, and you'll see why we need that in a bit. Then a rating from 1 to 5, the link URL, the author, a short description, and a list of the categories that each link is part of. And then I have a second sheet where I just have the 3 categories listed. I'm gonna choose the file, continue, and it automatically created this view here. So the way this works is here you have your navigation and menu. So navigation is what you have down here, and then menu is what you have up here. I only have the user profile right now. And then here you have your components where you can add various elements, and that's how you build your app. And the cool thing about Glide is that you are building and seeing the end result at the same time. So you can just select this, change the settings here on the site, and you see it exactly how it would work, down to the point where you can interact with it, click on those, and it will take you to a subscreen. And you can also see the components of the subscreen here, and select them, edit them, add new ones, things like that, and navigate back to your main screen. The first thing I want to do for our app is I want to change the name. So instead of Dobri's app, it will be called Minty Links. And I'm going to go to settings, and I want to upload a new icon. This will be my icon for this app. You can go over the other settings. You have different appearances and things like that. So for example, here you can change the layout if you want the navigation to be on the left or on top, and this is mostly for when you're looking at it from a browser. Just gonna leave all those as they are. The only thing I'll do is I'm gonna change the accent color. I'm gonna add a new color, and this is the hash that I want to use. I want to use this green. Go with a deeper style and just leave the accent be this bright green. I think this looks kind of cool, so let's leave it like that. Not gonna touch anything else. Go to privacy next, and here we have the option to edit the access. So I want this app to be public, and I also, because I'm using the free plan, so I don't have a bunch of users that I can ask to sign up. Just gonna go with no sign in, and if it becomes a bit more popular, then we can switch to a paid plan and go to a required sign in when people will have to create a profile, and this is all handled by Glide. But for now, I'm just gonna go with no sign-in, and you see here that we get this banner at the bottom to promote Glide, which is fine for me. And there's a bunch of other options down here, changing your sign-in screen, things like that, but those are all options that require for you to be on a paid plan. I'm gonna exit settings and start building our app. You see now that this menu disappeared up here because it only has the user profile, and we disabled user profiles, and that's how I prefer it. So I want only one navigation source, and this here works fine for me. So this users view here, I'm actually gonna delete it. I'm gonna have the categories. I'm gonna have this one, which I'll come here and rename to all links. And then I'll have a third one, which will be an option for people to submit new links. Gonna create a new form screen, and the target table will be links. And the things I want to be able to edit are my title. Approved is something that I'll be doing manually on the backend in the beginning. Then the rating, URL, author, a short description, and the categories. I'm gonna create the form, and this is my form, but there's some things that I don't like, so title is fine. It's gonna be a text. Then we're starting with the URL, then the title, then I can move the author down here. I'm gonna change this text to submit a link, the URL, the title, the author, the rating. I don't want it to be an input, so I'm gonna go here to the plus sign, gonna find the form elements down here, and I don't see a rating here, but if you see here in the actions, I have a rating. I'm gonna pick this one. Okay, it appeared down below outside of the form. I'm gonna move it right here, and then I'm gonna delete this number entry for a rating. So this here, I'm gonna say that the text is grabbing the title of a link, and I don't want that. I'm gonna go with custom, and I'm gonna say rating. Then I'm gonna delete this label here, and I'm just gonna leave it like that so people can pick a rating. I'm gonna leave the max rating at 5. Then I'm gonna select the URL. I'm gonna mark it as required. And you can come in here and say that, let's say you wanna limit it to 500 characters or things like that. I'm gonna delete that for now. Then the title, again, I'm gonna select it from here and make it required. The author, same thing, required. Rating is required by default. Then for the short description, not gonna make it required, but gonna make the fields a bit larger, maybe like so. And then for our categories, we don't want people to type in categories. We want them to be able to select from the 3 categories that we had. So again, I'm gonna go to the plus sign here, go down to form elements, and pick choice. Gonna move this right here, remove these categories, and for my choice element, I'm gonna select that it should write to category string, and my source will be categories. So it would show me a list of the category, the only value that we have there, and my label will be just categories. I'm gonna say that this is required as well, and I'm gonna allow selecting multiple choices. Okay, now we have those here, and we can select them like that. You just check the rating. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that it's saving to rating, but it caught it because it's the only numeric value, and rating is saved as a number. Perfect. So now we have the form that users can use to submit new entries. If we select the form container, we can pass additional columns that we want to edit. So for approved, I want to pass false. I don't want them to be approved by default. I want to have to go in and manually approve them. And later on, if I add accounts to this app, I can make an admin account for myself and just have another screen that only the admin account can see where links can be approved. I actually like the icon here as well, but let me just show you. If you select the page itself, up here you can change the icon. And now that we have something done already, let's go ahead and look a bit more in the interface. So there are 3 main areas up here: data, layout, and actions. Actions is for more advanced stuff and for working with integrations, and most of those require you to have a paid subscription. So we're not gonna look into those in this video. So layout is where we just were, and then data is where we have our imported data and our users table that we won't need. Now we want to link this category string. We want to use that to link the categories table to our links table. So we'll be able to filter by category. I'm gonna go into categories where we have our 3 categories, and I'm gonna add a new column. I'm gonna name it links, and from the type, I'm gonna select relation. I'm gonna say that I want category to match the category string in our links table. And you see that it only got 1 link. So we're gonna say match multiple, and it's gonna match all the links because it's recognizing that the comma in our category string in the links table is a separator. I'm gonna save that, and now we see we have all those links here. Now let's go back to layout and start working on our categories page. The first thing I notice here is this plus icon, and we don't want any user to be able to add categories, so I'm gonna select the collection here, which is this list of categories. I'm gonna go to actions and just uncheck allow users to add items and allow users to edit items. I'm gonna go back to general here, and because we only have 3 categories, we can go with a cart and maybe even make it a bit bigger and also add some images for those categories. In order to add the images, we need to adjust our data. So let's go back to our data tab and here add a new column. I'll say it image and pick a type of image. Then we can double click here and go to stock image and look for business. And for business, just gonna pick a random one. So let's just go with, let's go with this one. Then for technology, I'm gonna do the same thing, search for an image and pick one. And for entrepreneurship, I'm gonna pick this one. We can go back to layout now. We should be able to select our collection for categories, and for image, just pick this image from the category. And now we have them like that. So the next thing we want to do is going to make them larger, maybe not that large, medium. I want it to be like 1 per row. Yeah, we can probably go like that with extra large and 16 by 9. So now we see all those nice cars here. Okay, our categories look good. I'm actually going to remove the search field because we only have 3 categories. Go to options, we can uncheck show search bar, and now we only have our categories. Now we want to build the view that happens when we go to a category. Gonna click on one category, and as you see here, we have some fields, which is an option to show different fields from the record, but our record only has the title, so I'm just gonna remove that. For our title up here, I'm gonna delete this show edit screen action. I don't want people to be able to edit anything. We have the category here, and we're just gonna add a list, and this list will be showing links, and we can actually just add the title here, just say category, and now we don't need this text element up here, just remove it. And it joined it with the breadcrumbs up here, so it's the same nice color. First thing I'm gonna do is remove this plus sign, so we're unchecking allow users to add items and allow users to edit items, and now we only have the links here. And let's go ahead and adjust the settings here a bit. I want it to be a list. So for my image, I'm gonna pick from URL, and I'm not gonna add any URL. We don't have images for the articles. We're showing the title, and I'm gonna move the author to meta. Gonna add the author up at the top, and for the description, we're not gonna be adding the short description because it's too long in most of the cases. We'll add the rating, but I don't really like how this looks like that, so let's fix that by adding a new column in our data. I'm gonna go to links and add a new column. I'm gonna name it rating string, and we'll use an if then else. Basically, our logic will be if rating equals 5, then I want to get 5 stars, for example. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna say add case if rating equals 4. I'm gonna add 4 stars. Add case if rating equals 3. I'm gonna add 3 emojis if rating equals 2. I'm gonna add 2 emojis. If it equals 1, I'll just leave with 1 emoji, and else just gonna leave it blank. Hit save here, and now we have our rating string, which represents the number here. If we go back to layout, we can now in here for our description, instead of rating, pick the rating string, and it's going to show the stars underneath the title. And I think this looks pretty much fine. So another thing that's really important is we need to make sure that we're only showing articles that have business as a category. We're going to go to options and filter data. I'm going to add a filter. It's going to remind me that this is not a security feature. I'm not using it as a security feature. So here I want to say that I want category string to include, and here I'll say from this screen the category. So the category that we've opened up. And now we should only be seeing articles here that are part of business. To check that, if we go back and go to technology, you see that we get different articles. So it's working. Now let's style what happens when we go into a link. I'm gonna click one of the links, and here we have breadcrumbs, our title, and our fields. In the fields, we only leave the rating for now, and I'm gonna switch it to rating string. I'm gonna rename it here to just be rating. Then we have this title and subtitle. I want to remove this show edit screen action from here. So we only get the title, and I'm actually going to remove the author from here as well. And I'm going to add it to my fields, add item, and I want this to be author, and switch that to the author. And we can move that at the top. Then I want to add the short description. So I'm going to add a new element here. I'm going to add text element, and we can go with rich text. In the rich text, for text, we'll pick the short description. Shows up here. And I'm actually going to change things a bit again. So for title, I'm going to add the subtitle of author. I'm also going to see what it looks like if I add it as an emphasis. Yeah, I actually like this better. The emphasis. So for subtitle, I'm gonna remove it. Then I'm gonna move the short description right under the title. And for the fields, I'll switch the author for the categories. I'm gonna pick category string. I'm gonna say categories. And that's how I want all the details to be portrayed. Now, the only thing left to do is to be able to access the link. So I'm gonna add a button. And I'm going to edit the action here. So instead of go, it will say open link. I'll add an icon. I'm going to use an arrow like that. And instead of show notification, I'm going to go to navigation, open link, and it automatically picked up the URL. I actually like this icon more. So let's go here and see if we can find it. Link. Yep. Here it is. Yeah, that's better. And that's our individual link view. If we go back, we are all the links in our business category. And if we go back, we're at categories. Now let's go to our all links tab down here and fix this view as well. All links, I want this to show a link or the icon, this one. And then let's start adjusting it. So the first thing, let's select the collection, go to actions and remove the option to add or edit. And then we just need to take a look at how things look here and just replicate that. Gonna go to all links, and for this collection, I want the title, I want the description to be my rating string, and I want my meta to be the author. This is done. We don't have any filter, so it will just show all the links. And then if you go into a link, you see that it's automatically styled the same way because Glide picked up that we're doing the same thing, essentially looking at the link in details. So it just uses the same format. So now we have our page with categories here where we can go into a category, look through the links or search links, and then open them. Read the short description and open the link if we want to. Go back and go into a different category, or we can go and look at all links and search through them as well. And we can also submit a link. Let's just change the name here. Doesn't really work that well, so let's call this one submit link. It looks fine. So let's just test this. gonna add a URL. Gonna say that title is Minty Courses, free online Excel courses. The author is gonna be me. Gonna rate it a 5 out of 5. I don't need a short description. And for category, I'm gonna leave it in business, and I can then submit this link. You can go to data to see if the link was submitted. Yeah, it was submitted, and you see that it's not approved, which reminds me that for our layout, we need to make sure that links are approved when they show up. So if we go to all links and grab our collection of links, we can go to option, filter data, and say that we want, not title, but we want approved is checked, which is essentially is true. So now if I look for courses, you see that the link that we just added doesn't show up. We need to do the same for our categories and our collection of links within categories. Gonna go to option, and we'll add another filter, and we'll say and instead of title, approved is checked. We need to use and because we want both of those conditions to be met in order to show links here. So now if I look for courses here, it doesn't show as well. And the last thing I want to add here is after we submit a new link, I want the app to take us to the categories page. So let's grab this form container and add an after submit action. The action will be navigation, and we'll say go to tab, and our tab will be categories. Okay, our app is done. So we can now go ahead and publish it, and we can pick a custom link here, and the free version will be at your subdomain.glide.page, which is fine for just testing things out. And now we can open it up and try it out on our desktop browser. Okay, we get our categories. We're going to technology. We see all our links here. We can open a link. We get the title, the author, the short description, the categories and rating, and then this button here. We can go and look at all links and try if our filters work. So you see that we don't see the link that we added. But if we go to our data management here and review this and approve it, then in a few seconds, it takes like 5 to 10 seconds for Glide to update, and it should start showing up here. We can then go look at it and open the link. Now, before we take a look at how the app looks on my actual phone, just want to ask you to perhaps consider subscribing. I haven't asked in a while, so yeah, it really helps me grow the channel and reach more people. Back to the video. I can also go on my phone and go to mintylinks.glide.page, and it should show up exactly as it was on my screen when we're editing in Glide. I see my categories, then I can go into a category, look at all the links, and perhaps look through the short description of one and open it if I want to take a further read through this article. There you have it. We haven't really scratched the surface of all the powerful features that Glide can offer, but a lot of those are behind a paid plan, which makes sense. But even with the free plan, you can experiment a lot and start putting together something more complex before deciding whether this is the platform for you and committing to a paid plan. Now that you're all fired up about no-code development, check out this video where we built an entire course platform in Frontly. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in this video.